Hey guys, it's Smithy here. Welcome back to the brand new episode of the Gamers Podcast, episode 7. And tonight we have Steven.
What's going on, y'all?
And we just got myself. So, we do apologize for this not going up on the Sunday or the Saturday. Basically, we don't really have a schedule for this podcast. We either do it on a Friday or a Saturday. But we're actually doing it on a Monday for me and a Sunday for Steven. The reason
Damn, 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, the reason for that being is I fell asleep on the Friday, the Friday night, and then Stephen lost track of time yesterday. So, instead of missing the show, we did promise that we'd get an episode out, so we'll just do this on a Monday, and it'll be fine. So, first topic, Battlefield Hardline has been delayed until 2015 following recent beta feedback, right? Now, I wanted to talk about this because I feel this is a step in the right direction for EA and Battlefield.
Possibly.
Because, every Battlefield game that comes out is bugged
broken
to shit. And, Battlefield 4 still to this day is broken.
Yeah, I can't play it.
Yeah, and it's not that you can't play it on just because the PS3 is so hard to code for or anything like that. The game's broken across all platforms, even PC, and yet everyone says, "Oh, PC master race, PC is the best place to play." Yeah, some of the big selling games can't even play on there. I know Ghost still struggles to play on there. Battlefield still struggles, but Battlefield has been delayed until 2015, and they also want to take up the Call of Duty approach to developers every 3 years. So. I feel as if Battlefield, I really do like Battlefield. I do think it's way more realistic to a war game than Call of Duty. And
oh yeah, mile long.
I do enjoy playing Battlefield, but I just don't like all these bugs that it has, and I don't particularly like EA how they go with the servers. But I do feel this is a step in the right direction for EA and DICE and whoever is developing Battlefield Hardline, because I played the Battlefield Hardline beta and I was like, no, you can't buy this. This is just like an extension pack, but you're charging 60 quid.
Yeah, that did not make too much sense.
It's terrible, and it's great to hear that they are postponing it and rescheduling it. And they're adding some new guns as well, I think, as well. So it's going to be huge for that. And I finally feel as if maybe because of this different approach, this game actually might be ready rather than just doing a Call of Duty and chucking a game out there for the money and then, having a game. Because normally with Call of Duty, you get the game comes out in November every year. And then up until, I'd say, April, May, the game isn't fully working. After that time, it sort of fully works. Everything's been fixed. And then they add that final piece of DLC where everyone thinks, oh, you know what, this game did actually really quite well with this DLC. But
that's the opposite of what everybody else thought of Ghost.
Well, yeah, I always think, though, with Call of Duty, the way people review it is They reviewed in the first week. They don't really give the game a chance. But with Call of Duty Ghost, it was just unplayable for 2 weeks on PS3 pretty much. I don't know about the Xbox 360 side, but Ghost, I love the hit detection on there, but apart from that, everything else can be scrapped in my eyes. So. But like I was saying, with Call of Duty, I really do think the way people review it is they constantly link it to Call of Duty Ghost will technically be reviewed to Black Ops 2, but surely Call of Duty Ghost can't really be reviewed until Advanced Warfare is out. How worse is Call of Duty Ghost is you'll be able to tell that when Advanced Warfare comes out, because Advanced Warfare has to be the step up. It's next gen. It is what it is, and same with Battlefield. Making that first move to the next gen, now that the next gen technology's there, the hardware's there, you can improve your PC now, your PC game, your next gen game, because they're all at a similar hardware. So, you know, games have to step up now and they have to hit a home run because people can't afford to pay 60 quid for a game that could easily be broken or they just don't like. You know, people cannot afford that. When you buy a game for 60 quid, or I think you pay like $80 over there, right?
No, we pay $60, but I'm not sure how many pounds that is.
Yeah.
I can do a conversion right now.
But we pay around 45 to 50 quid. But I say 60 because sometimes they bring out like hardline editions, etc. Like they have like prestige editions and care package editions, etc. So here's an interesting topic. Naughty Dog has come out this week and explained why it isn't working on a new Crash Bandicoot game. And they said the studio, which still consists of original Crash designers, doesn't feel the time is right to focus its efforts on another installment of the performing series. Now, the reason why this is interesting is because Sony actually said this week that they wanted in the future to bring back bring a new series to Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, all the classics. And I feel like everyone loves Crash Bandicoot. They did Crash Bandicoot. The first one was amazing. The second one was great. The third one, not really my thing. But Crash Bandicoot will always be a game that I will always be, always love. Talking about Sony as well, this is a bit interesting for you because Sony has agreed to give away $15 million worth of content as compensation to US users who were affected by the 2011 PlayStation Network hack.
Yeah, I read that article that you shared on Twitter about that.
Yeah, so, if you are new here and, this is the first time hearing it, so basically there are two settlements for people who were involved in this. So you have to be US, it's US only. You have to have had a US PSN account in 2011 prior to May 15th.
Yeah, I qualify.
And you get a choice of one, if you didn't pick the free game of the Welcome Back Pack offer, which I believe they offered 2 out of 4.
Yeah, they give you 4 games, 2 to choose. I believe I think the biggest one, I think they were giving Infamous for free, but that was it. I can't remember the rest.
But I think it was Little Big Planet.
Yeah, Little Big Planet.
And 2 other games. Oh, it was... I remember one of them being really bad. But I mean... Yeah. I think I got all 4 of them, but then I lost them. Pretty much all you had to do was either make another account or get one of your friends. Because at that time, in 2011, you could have 5 people go on your account and download. So you were, you get this game, I'll get this game. We'll team up. So if you didn't claim that, you would get a free game from one of the 14 PS3 and PSP titles. You can get 3 PS3 themes for a list, 3 PSP or PS3 titles, or a list of 6 or 3 months of PlayStation Plus. Of course, this offer is going to be contracted to first come, first served. So if you haven't really redeemed it now, I'm not really sure where the list stands now. There hasn't really been much of an update, but I did have a video on my channel, so be sure to check that out. And if you do miss that 6 million list, there will also be extras where you can claim like £4 in credit, £6 in like Music Unlimited, etc. Things like that, just little bonuses. And I really do think it's great that Sony, although it's a lawsuit, I mean, of course, people will carry that forward. But
Well, I mean, the group that did it in 2011, Anonymous, not so really anonymous, but Anonymous, the hacked PlayStation Network. I actually wasn't affected by it, but because I didn't, I was smart enough to not put a credit card in the PlayStation back then.
Well, they took 77 million accounts.
Oh, I know. About that time, I think I went to a Verizon store for something, and everybody in there that had a PlayStation 3 said they were affected. Random iTunes purchases were put on like their credit card, and it was bad. I mean, anonymous cocksuckers.
Well, I kind of disagree. Because although that happened, and it's horrible to see people get their account hacked and have bank transfers, I actually kind of agree with what Anonymous do. Because
they do a lot of good stuff. I will admit they do a lot of good stuff.
And recently, well, not recently, a couple of months ago, they were helping out countries alerting pedophiles. So they were searching people's computers for files, etc., like photos, videos, everything like that. And they were giving their IP addresses. They were giving their, proof and saying, look, this guy's a pedophile. Go get him. They also, I like the fact that the big companies like PayPal, and credit card companies, that they can't fuck you over anymore because they are scared of Anonymous, because if they fuck you over, Anonymous will go after them, and Anonymous can cause a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's what they did with the Sony thing, but I'm not really sure. See, I know Anonymous does a lot of good things. I don't think I don't know. I heard, watching a bunch of different documentaries on that. There's like multiple groups of Anonymous. One group for the better, one group for the worse. That group was probably for the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta say, they are good at what they do. I admit they are hell good at what they do.
Yeah.
I know they took down the freaking Westboro Baptist Church's website.
And that they also took down the FBI.
And it did, yeah.
I mean, I mean, in my eyes, taking down the FBI, you've got to be real smart to do that, because the FBI, if they caught you, that they without a doubt would fuck you over constantly. You're done. Your IP is found straight away. But of course, Anonymous, computer hacking, they know how to hide from them. But they are clever. They do some good stuff. They do some bad stuff. But it's the internet. Everyone does what they do.
Good and bad things, yeah.
So
I mean, Anonymous does a really good job of what they do. They do help a lot of things on the internet. I know they do. They do a real, they do, help people out. I think I was watching a video on YouTube. Oh God, I don't know when I watched it. It was probably about a year ago. They also help take down child pornography websites and all that good shit. That's just So they do a good job what they do.
Yeah, they took down PayPal a couple of years ago because PayPal were fucking customers over. And they actually got PayPal to change the terms of service. And also, I believe they found one prime minister guy in a different country that was a paedophile, and they got him taken to prison. They do a lot of good things, and I've watched an Anonymous rap song which was kind of catchy. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I've not seen it.
There's a Anonymous rap thing, but I mean, hackers are good, hackers are bad. It depends. It depends. I mean, people who kind of like, I don't know, let's say they developed like an iPhone jailbreak. These are like the good people in my eyes, allowing you to do what you want. Because I do believe that when you own something, when you buy it, you have 100% rights to it.
Yeah, you should be able to do what you want to it.
Yeah, so if you want to jailbreak your iPhone, jailbreak your PS3, JTAG your Xbox, you should be allowed. Although it causes danger to other players, etc. Who want to have a good online experience. The
Boy,
fact
those are
is
yeah.
that you pay full retail price for this console, and you own 95% of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of stupid. But getting back into some gaming news, the Destiny beta has been open all week on PS4. I've been playing a bit of that. It's actually in open beta right now to all consoles for free. PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. Have you played that?
No, I didn't know it was free.
Yeah, it's in open beta right now, so you can get a code straight away.
Well, hell, I should get on there then.
It's kind of a letdown. It's kind of,
I've
for
heard from.
me anyway, there's online and there's missions. The missions were kind of good, but it's one of these games that can't be judged by its beta or alpha gameplay.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of one of these games where you have to have the full game. You can't really do like a review on it because it's all about the full game experience.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with me on multiplayer,
Yeah.
I was using assault rifles and SMGs and everything like this, and I just wasn't having a good time on multiplayer. I put a sniper on, bearing in mind, talking about Call of Duty, dealing with a sniper. I'm not very good at quickscoping or no-scoping, etc. But on Destiny, man, I feel like I should be making montage clips. I get so many quickscopes, no-scopes on Destiny. It's unbelievable. I'm getting like no-scopes in midair. I feel like I should just become like a Destiny trick shot. And it's super fun to use as well, the snipers.
Yeah, I heard from some people it's pretty good. It's not good. I hear multiple things.
It kind of depends what sort of player you are, to
Mm-hmm.
be honest. But yes, so that's open on all consoles. You can get a code whenever you want, and I think the beta ends sometime this week. So if you want to get on there, it's pretty much touch and go right now.
Yeah, it's pretty much gonna be a game that I'm not even gonna play anyway. So.
Mm. So here's some interesting news with Call of Duty.
Oh, here we
Um,
go.
this happened in the UK. Call of Duty foils armed robbery attempt. So a real life armed robber was foiled when he broke in and attempted to take things from a house, but his because the guy had his mic on and he was in a party, his voice was transmitted over a game of Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on Xbox Live. Now, I'm not going to give the guy's name out who was part of one of the crooks, but he was 19. He broke into the flat, demanding money and drugs.
Huh.
The residents were tied up as the robbers stole laptops, mobile phones, and games consoles. What they didn't realize is the audio was being transmitted over Black Ops 2, and one of the players in the party actually knew one of the guys who was robbing.
Oh.
So he rang the police whilst it was happening,
Damn.
and they got sentenced to 8 years, and they were ordered to pay £120,
Well, hell.
which I think is kind of bad. Happened to only 8 years for that. I mean, I kind of agree with America. America has this rule. America has this law. If someone is on your property that shouldn't be there, that has no permission, you can do whatever the fuck you like to them. You can kill them. You can pretty much shoot
I
them. You can
don't
ask them.
know where you
Well, no,
heard that, but.
I mean, like if someone breaks into your house, you can shoot them. If,
Oh, well,
yeah,
yeah, pretty much,
yeah.
yeah,
In
almost.
America,
Yeah.
I've watched a few cases where a guy has, unwantedly come into a house and people just grab their shotguns or whatever and just shoot him. They don't get sentenced to
Town.
prison because it's pretty much self-defense. Whereas in
Yep.
the UK, our law's really fucked up when it comes to this kind of thing. It's really stupid. You're not allowed to kill someone. You're not allowed to get away with free murder. But I kind of come along the defensive. Well, if it's self-defense, you don't really feel safe unless they've stopped breathing, right?
Well, that's the problem about in this country. Yeah, the problem is it's only self-defense to a certain degree.
Yeah, and it is over here. But I mean, over here, it's so stupid. There are so many claims to bullshit. Like, check this out, right? A paedophile got sentenced ages ago, right?
Yeah.
And he was caught with so many shit, images, videos, etc. He gets sentenced into prison, right? And he gets attacked in prison. And bearing in mind, he already killed someone, and he'd obviously raped their daughter, who was like 5 years old.
Oh, Jesus
Christ. And he gets assaulted in prison, and he claims that, bearing in mind that the parents of the victim got no money for compensation, this guy gets 14 grand for when he's out of prison. He will have 14 grand. And the parents of the victim, who was 5 years old, they got absolutely no compensation. Yet he's in jail, and he's just claimed 14 grand, and he's a paedophile.
Yeah, there could be multiple things. That doesn't make too much sense in my opinion, but
well, that's how our law system works. Basically, there's a claim for pretty much everything over here.
Oh boy, that's probably why I'm stumbling on my words today. I was like you last week, but I mean that's pretty much why our country rebelled against your asses.
Yeah,
your rules.
I mean, America has it so right. When it comes to like prison sentences, America has it locked down. The fact that you can kill a prison, I think it does. Life sentences, like 99 years, or get sentenced to death row for being a murderer. I think that's correct. If someone murders, if someone goes on like a killing spree, they should be killed.
Yeah, well, the problem about it is the United States has this little thing where, it comes to the point where, okay, well, we're going to do this. You went on a killing spree, we'll give you 30 years. That's a life sentence, 30 years. They're acting as if we're in the 1820s.
Well, I mean, if it makes you feel any better, people over here only get people over here who've murdered, depending on how guilty they are and what the case is. Some murderers only get like 14 years or 7 years, and they're allowed to appeal against. As soon as they do like half of it, they're allowed to appeal for justice again, which means like a reopened case. But I mean, America, I kind of feel like where all the bad people commit crimes and that they get sentenced to death row. I kind of agree with that. I wish England had something like that. Like they should bring back death in prison, because I mean, let's face it, taxpayers are just paying for pedophiles to be in there. Pedophiles, if you've been found guilty of being a pedophile, you should be shot straight away. You have no explanation as how that got on your PC. There's no way that you just took them off a USB stick that a friend gave you, or
it didn't magically get there,
or Google Images gave you some WinRAR file and you just extracted it. If you get caught in being a pedophile, you've done something wrong.
Yeah, but see, here's the problem, Smithy. I don't know if you've read up on laws today in America, but 95% of this country's gotten rid of the death penalty. A lot of percentage of this country's gotten rid of the death penalty. Because as AKA hippies, as we call them here, I don't know what you call them over there, maybe bullocks or whatever, but the hippies, man, gotta have what they want, man, because the death penalty is like too cruel, man.
Oh yeah, I hate these kind of people.
I just pissed off that demographic.
I think that's kind of stupid. I mean, if you're dumb enough to commit an offence that's going to serve you life sentence, and you're dumb enough to kill someone, you should be killed, in my eyes. you've killed someone, and if you've killed them for like no reason, if you've accidentally killed them, or if you've gone on a rampage and shot 7 people, you should be killed too.
Well, you'll probably be shot on sight.
Well, in America, but in the UK, no, not a chance.
Oh wow, that's like really bad.
Yeah, pretty much most of the people in UK, they don't have like tasers on them. The taser isn't allowed over here.
Yeah, what is allowed over there?
Pretty much nothing. You know, the guns aren't pretty much allowed over here, so they have like shitty pistols. I mean, they can get a supply of them. I've seen them have like MP5s and whatnot, but they don't really use them a lot. They prefer to just arrest them. It's like I'm pretty sure you would have known about this because it was a worldwide topic. Our London riots in 2012.
I don't really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not too much.
Okay, so basically what happened is a lot of like people, just like general public people. It wasn't like a demographic or anything. It was just people in the public felt as if they were being screwed over by the government. So they went breaking into shops, stealing TVs, Xboxes, you know, games, clothes, shoes, and all the shops were robbed.
Sound familiar?
And smashed, and this happened across multiple cities. And the way our police dealt with it was to have a shitty riot shield. That was it, and try and arrest them. What they should have done is that they should have controlled the situation. They were never ever in control. The people committing the crimes were always in control. What they should have done is if they'd have had the taser, they could have tasered people, get them locked up. You know, the taser isn't used over here because people can't claim against it and everything like that. It's just stupid. If you're committing a crime, you have no reason to claim anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, except maybe claim your guilty conscience or claim that you're guilty. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're seen doing the action and committing the crime, you should just be gone.
Well, as we say in America, or at least how the cops say in America, don't have the time, don't do the crime.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Even though, like, I heard a little bit about those riots you had over there. If that doesn't sound familiar, look back to about the 1700s. Sounds kind of familiar. It's when we rebelled. We said no more of your laws and your expensive taxation without representation. And that's what you hate about us.
Oh, and if you are listening to the podcast, by the time this goes out, the Destiny beta will be finished.
Yay!
So it finishes in 30 minutes time.
All right.
So, getting back to some gaming news, Grand Theft Auto has been tipped for a November release on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
That's on the wish list.
A UK retailer called GameSeek has claimed that Rockstar's open-world action game will be available on the platforms on November the 7th. Now, here's the thing. I mean, Rockstar's always gone for is it August or is it September release date of Grand Theft Auto, pretty much?
Well, I know. I think, well, I'm pretty sure that
it's one of the two. I think it's September. Normally.
They released Grand Theft Auto 5 in September of last year after being delayed.
I think Grand Theft Auto 4 was also released in September. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but I just think it would be better for them to release Grand Theft Auto 5 on exactly the same day as what it released on the PS3 and Xbox 360, you know, a year later.
That's the problem. Nobody wants that. Everybody's like,
you want to build up the hype, but I mean, November is good because sales will increase. Any game that comes out of in November,
it's gonna be
it's Christmas wish list.
Mm-hmm.
It's money, ka-ching. You know?
Sam needs to bring me a damn Oh shit! Sam needs to bring me a damn. I'm stuttering today. Needs to bring me Grand Theft Auto. I'm just saying I don't believe Santa Claus. I just like saying for shit and giggles. I just pissed off that demographic now.
Well, no one under the age of 7 watches the show, hopefully.
You'd be surprised.
But,
But it
if you're
happens.
7 years old and you're watching a podcast, then
Shame on your parents.
Yeah, maybe take that. If there are any parents on here and have any concerns over 7 years old, just put safe search on.
Yeah, keep your kids from watching us.
But I mean, I just want to play Grand Theft Auto 4 or 5 on PS4.
Well,
It looks so good.
I know. I can't wait till it comes out.
I mean, it just looks amazing. And I want to touch on this. I think the reason why Heist hasn't come out is because they're waiting for the PS4 version.
Yeah, that's what they're waiting for.
Because they've been saying, oh, it's coming out in the summer. It's coming out in the summer.
Problem that it is, a lot of that has to do with, if you ever play a mission in GTA, you see what's called job points. I think that's what goes towards Heist, which is those job points. But
you see, I'm on this other side of article of, I pretty much believe the reason as to why it hasn't come out yet is because Heist, to me, is something you can't rush.
Yeah,
because you want to hit a home run with it, and you don't want there to be a load of bugs with it. Like, you want people to enjoy it because it's something highly requested, and I think it's gonna be included on the PS4 and Xbox One version straight away, and they'll add it into PS3 and Xbox 360 because it gives them to retail the game at something else. Order GTA 5 for PS4 and get Heist mode now. If you're gonna pick, you're not just gonna buy a game just for the sake of better graphics.
Yeah, you want some other than that.
And what else can GTA 5 offer apart from better graphics? Heists.
Heist, yeah, because that's what the people want.
And I kind of feel maybe certain heist mode, because there's going to be some exclusive content with the PS4 version.
Yeah, I heard.
Maybe a couple of heist missions.
Possibly.
Or, maybe 60-minute heist mission gameplay, or some DLC chucking towards. It's possible. I mean, Sony and Rockstar have a really good relationship.
Yeah, they do. I mean, I don't know that article they had. Something said Rockstar is a product of Sony or something like that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I forget what the quote was, but it was something close to that.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much Sony will stand by Rockstar all the time because Rockstar is an amazing company. Rockstar is, for me, it doesn't matter whatever game they release, it always manages to please me if I buy it. It's their games just are worth their value and more. There's meant to be 3 Rockstar games coming out in the next year, so that's obviously the remake of GTA 5. That's probably going to be another Red Redemption and another Bully.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do with Red Dead. I wouldn't mind if they didn't make a sequel to Red Dead, but if they're going to, don't screw it up. Don't ruin it.
I don't think Rockstar will do that. I mean, everyone was like,
them, yeah.
Everyone was like, don't screw up the Grand Theft Auto 5, Don't do that. But I don't think they did screw it up, I think.
No, they made it better than their previous game, which a lot of game companies can't say they can do. Make a previous game better.
Yeah, but I mean, they had like 4 years to work on that thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bully too. That would be amazing. Bully was a great game.
Yeah, Bully was a great game.
It's phenomenal, that game is, and I'd love to get like an online version of that, or like where you do like bully missions online, or
Yeah, it's time we get another one.
mm, I mean that was like PS2 days, and like
That was
you'd have
PS2 days.
you'd have like a console lag with your radar. Your radar wouldn't show up or give you the right direction. And I'd love personally just to fucking kick the shit out of what's his
Jimmy.
name?
No, not Jimmy.
Um,
Shit.
oh, what is his name?
What is his name now? I forget. What is
Um,
life?
oh my god. What is his name? There will be people that are screaming this now.
Billy, Jim, Jang, Jam, Jim,
No,
Sang, Bang,
he's good
Wang.
mates with pretends to be mates with Petey. Um,
80.
but oh, what is it?
Shit.
What the fuck is it?
James?
It may begin with J, actually. I mean, you got
Uh,
Jimmy, Petey, fuck, what is his name? Gary, there we go.
Gary, yep.
I would
Gary.
love to go kick Gary's ass again.
You,
Gary was a
uh,
prick. You know, half the missions where you had to defend Gary, I would just beat Gary up because Gary was just a prick. I just failed the mission because Gary just needed a beating.
yeah, he was a prick.
He was a fucking twat. But, you know, look at also that bully as well, like Russell. Like, that
Russell.
guy, do you remember that guy, the big tall jock guy that was thick
Oh,
as shit,
yeah.
that took your money?
Uh-huh. I played that game multiple times. I couldn't get past I couldn't get past English 1.
You see,
There's a fucking word scramble and it's that thing's
I
hard.
can't stand word scramble. Like, you know, if the words were like I'm not really good at jumbled up stuff. Like jumbled
Or
up
wait,
stuff
no.
and making
It was for English 1, it was how many words could you make out of a certain thing of letters. I'm like,
yeah.
well, I
I'm
don't
not good at
know.
that. I'm not good at that. And then like you have to get like the
Yeah.
big hitters, like the seven
Uh-huh.
liners.
I was good at
Um,
chemistry and math, but
yeah,
nothing else.
chemistry was easy. Art
Uh-huh.
was easy. PE was pretty easy.
Yeah, PE, yeah, you beat the shit. You use dodgeball, you beat the shit out of somebody.
Yeah, and then engineer, you'd get that bike.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah, I
mean,
got yeah.
the English was always a pain in the neck. Like every time you saw English, it was like, time to truancy.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But no, I mean, I'm totally with you, man. Like I got a good grade in English in school, but like word scrambling from like letters, like I'm just like, what?
Nope. I'm dumb.
Ugh, like get out of here.
Yeah, I
But
don't know what the hell am I looking at?
they're so like done with that. But you know, I sometimes go back and play Bully as well. I've also got like a series. I have half the series on my desktop, which I just haven't rendered out yet because I just never render it for some reason. But you know, Bully's great.
It is.
It will always be one of my top 10 games.
Yeah, it'd probably be somewhere around that.
Mm. So I only said top 10 because, you know, you can't really put it in the top 5 because there's just too many big hitters in there.
Yeah, there's way too many big hitters in there.
So, you know, but now, talking about the PS4, there's going to be a PS4 update coming out next week. Now, it's going to add like Blu-ray, like 3D Blu-ray support, but I just wanted to touch on this because, like, that's not really an interesting topic, but what is an interesting topic is the PS3 had built, no, 3D update Blu-ray was integrated about a year into its life cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And yet no game company or DVD company really shone in that direction.
No, they did it for a good reason because nobody has a goddamn 3D TV.
Yeah, exactly. And 3D TVs are too priced. I mean, I have a 3D TV downstairs. But I mean, I'm not into the whole sort of, like put your glasses on kind of thing.
No, I don't want to put goddamn glasses on so I can watch TV.
You see,
Better enough I gotta wear glasses in general.
yeah, but I mean, why don't they just take the Nintendo approach? I mean, Nintendo have managed to get 3D on a DS and you don't need glasses.
I don't understand how that even works. I never used a 3DS.
I don't know how either. But if Nintendo can do it, and Nintendo is a company that's made out of shit, why can't big movie makers who spend more than what Nintendo makes in a year on one movie, get some technology shit in there?
Because they're spending too much money on their damn cast.
Mm.
They got to cast Selena Gomez, and that's probably going to cost 3/4 of the movie's budget right there.
Yeah, but then you get like half of the world's population like just gorming at Gomez, so it's a good movie. Oh wait, this movie wasn't that good, but Selena Gomez was in it. That's 10 out of 10 there, just because Selena's in it.
In your opinion, yes, and every American's opinion, no.
No, Selena Gomez is the hit and run with any girl. Like she is the hit and like she's it.
First week,
she is it.
And come over to America, you'll get a different opinion than mine. It might not be as friendly either.
My opinion on her will never change. She is the ultimate babe magnet.
Okay. Yeah, she turned 22 not that long ago. Yeah, happy birthday, Selena Gomez. Yay, go suck more dick.
Well, hopefully it's mine, Selena,
Oh, boy.
Send me a message. Are we here? And don't worry if you rape me, I won't press charges. I will die a happy man.
Christ.
But to anyone that is a cross-dresser and is pretending to be Selena Gomez, don't rape me because I will press charges.
I need that auto tune from Chris Smooth. Anybody watching this knows Chris Smooth. You know that auto tune. I need it right now.
He has an amazing accent. Chris Smooth is like the golden of YouTube. Like his commentaries are never the same.
They're always funny.
It's pretty much him telling a story. Like
with the
I remember on Call of Duty 4. He was playing on Crash. Do you remember that map?
Yeah, I remember
the one
Crash.
with the broken airplane. He's playing on that. He's like, so I'm playing Crash, and I decided to put a Claymore there. And this guy thinks he can get away with walking past my Claymore. So I put my other Claymore on that stair, and I kill him. I then use my scavenger. And then it's just amazing how he comes up with that. It's obviously scripted. You can't come up with that shit on the spot. There's no way.
You probably could if you tried hard enough.
Maybe, but
1.5 million subs later, and it's still working for him.
Yeah. But I mean, after 1.5 mil, you would start to script it. I guess maybe.
Possibly. I don't know. You should make it behind the scenes. We'll have to tweet this. We'll have to tweet this out to him.
Yeah, but getting back to this 3D Blu-ray support, I kind of feel as if that should already be on the console. You know, there are a lot of things that should already be on the console, and they shouldn't have to update.
I think Sony and Microsoft rushed this console, both of their consoles, a little too early. I think they could have left one more year before it came out, because because you notice half the updates are just adding more things. They're not really fixing anything. They're just adding more things.
Yeah.
And, I know it's better than freaking the Xbone 1, but, Sony's taking the right direction. They learn from what they did in the PlayStation 3. They learn from their mistake. They're doing what they need to do right this time. Microsoft is going in the opposite direction.
Well, I wouldn't say the opposite direction. I mean, they've had a change of heart, and they had a ultimate goal, and that's backfired on them. But they're changing it around. But Sony is always doing better right now. But
more, yeah.
you know, who really cares about 3D games or 3D
Not really.
movies? No one
No,
really. No one really. You know,
gives a shit.
No, if I wanted to watch something in 3D, I'd go to a cinema.
Yeah, I'd just go watch a movie at a cost that's already overpriced.
But, you know, there are things like this where the PS4 hard drive is wasted. The software has been wasted on this.
That's why I'm waiting.
But it's kind of silly in my eyes, and it's ultimately silly that it just there isn't. There's a game coming out in a couple of weeks. I can't remember what it is, but it has like a ultimate hardcore pack, and in that it includes a soundtrack, which is of course on CDs. It's not on the store; it's on CDs. Yet the PS4 can't play CDs.
It can't play CDs yet?
No, it can't play like music CDs.
Oh, music CDs. Oh.
Yeah. So
I guess they're going with
soundtrack. Well, this is like I think it's a locked, in like a PS4 only. So a game that is marketed for PS4, and its success, and yet this game's coming out in a couple of weeks, and they don't even have a patch out ready to support this soundtrack. So.
They'll make a patch for it eventually.
But I mean, how the PS4 should have launched with supporting CD content and supporting like media servers, and I think like you said, hold it out for another year. But I would add, ship out dev consoles for game makers so they can keep their game and they can master the PS4. Comes to next year, the PS4 comes out, games are ready for it, they understand the hardware, how it works, the language, the coding, good games come out. So, getting on to a bit of iPhone talk now. This is where all the Apple stuff come in. Right? A retail listing for the iPhone 6C, right, has sparked rumors that Apple could be expanding its range of plastic-backed headsets. Well, handsets, not headsets, whatever. But an online technology store called Extreme Guard is now taking orders for a 4.7-inch and a 5.5-inch iPhone 6 and iPhone 6C covers. So Apple is expected to launch a 4.7-inch and a 5.5-inch iPhone later this year, but it is there's been also rumors that it could ship out 3 different iPhones this year.
Well, I know Apple and IBM have become partners, which I know if Steve Jobs was alive, he'd be flipping shit. I know he'd be he's probably flipping shit in his grave. Because IBM and Apple absolutely hate each other. At least in the 80s they did. And all I can say is Tim Cook is leading Apple in the wrong direction because we are not innovating a damn thing. All we're doing is copy and paste. Copy, paste, copy, paste. Nothing's new. Nothing's changed.
When Steve Jobs came in from you go from the 3G, you go to the 3GS, big change. 3GS to iPhone 4, bigger change. iPhone 4 to 4S, not that much of a change.
Not that much.
4S to iPhone 5, just a bigger screen.
Bigger screen.
5 to 5S, pretty much nothing.
5 to 5S to 5C, it's made out of goddamn plastic.
And it's slower.
And it's pretty much an iPhone 5 in a plastic case.
yeah, so it's kind of dumb. I do wish that Steve Jobs was still alive
Yeah, you can
because,
thank cancer for that though.
but I mean, the thing is I with the whole phone talk is I feel as if Apple were the ones that were ahead of everyone.
For the most
The,
part.
when the iPhone 3G and the 3GS and the 4 came out, they were the big guns. They were it. Their phones were top.
Oh yeah, that's when they were
Um,
supreme.
yeah, and now you look at it's Samsung or HTC or any Android phone,
Yeah, it's more like Android.
etc. And the reason for that being is Android is is giving new things out every day. Android is letting the developers to input whatever they want, and that's what makes Android awesome. Whereas Apple aren't listening anymore. Apple are just making phones for the sake of it.
Yeah, I mean, here's pretty much what Apple's doing, okay? They're just going to say this. We're just going to make our devices, and you're going to like it. And if you
Hmm.
don't, you can kiss our asses.
Yeah. I mean,
They
you know,
announced, when they announced their new Mac OS, new Mac OS, Mac OS 10, or no, 11 now, Yosemite, I felt like puking when I seen it. It was ugly. I am not upgrading to Yosemite because I don't want my Mac to look like iOS 8, which I'm also not upgrading to that either because I hate iOS 7 as it is, and I don't want to get something I know I'm going to hate even more.
but I mean, Apple, it's you've got to start listening to what we want. You know, Steve Jobs knew what we wanted.
Yeah, because he figured, yeah, because he actually goddamn has a sense of fucking mind.
And now it's just like, I mean, look, the iPhone is great, but I mean, let's have a look at this, right? It has Bluetooth on there, but yet you can't send music, you can't send pictures. You know, Bluetooth is obviously a past thing now, but in
It's
my days, you know, you would go
it's
on a
still
standard,
usable,
yeah,
but
you'd go on a standard phone and just transfer songs to your friends and whatnot.
but
Um, but now on the iPhone you can't do that.
another thing is,
The copying
yeah,
pasting on an iPhone is terrible.
all that, but I mean, here we go. I'm gonna do this. All right. So I want to. Okay, so I'm gonna be Tim Cook here. Hey, I'm Tim Cook. I wear a Nike Fuel Band. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna release iOS 7.1. Absolutely nothing changed from the last iOS 7 update. But one, we're gonna make your battery 3 hours shorter.
Yes,
So
yeah.
now you're gonna clutter around power outlets all day. Yay!
Well, here's the thing. Every update that comes to 7.1, so from it's just improves bugs that hardly anyone has, and it's just to fix a jailbreak, pretty much.
Kind of. And all I know is it ain't making my battery any no better.
No, the updates like that never make your battery any better.
Shit.
And
Fucking.
that's the thing as well. With the iPhone battery, you know, Android have some good batteries. The iPhone
You
is
can
terrible.
replace batteries
Yeah,
in the
but
freaking Galaxies and
yeah,
Android phones.
and I understand you can get battery pack chargers and everything like this, but you know, we're in you know, with the technology how high it is today, we should have an iPhone battery that lasts that lasts a month without charging.
Shoot. That won't happen for a while, for a long time. But all I know is Tim
Oh, 3 weeks
Cook.
then.
Shit,
I
less
mean,
than that.
no, because some phones do last for 3 weeks.
Yeah,
That
standing. Yeah,
charge.
if you don't do anything on them. But
But yeah, but it's loads of pointless apps. I mean, how many people want a stocks app built into their iPhone? How many people want a let's have a look on my iPhone right now. What apps are included?
I'll look on my iPhone. Are you running iOS 7 or are you running the good iOS 6?
I'm running. I don't even know.
You're telling me. Oh my god, killing me. What does it look like?
I am running version 7.4 of iOS.
Oh god, you're running the same thing I am. Alright, yeah. So let's okay.
Right. I don't really care about Passbook.
Yeah, nobody uses that. I don't care about reminders. I don't care about Game Center.
The iTunes Store. No, the purple music symbol. No, if I want stuff, I will go on the Apple Store.
Don't even buy it. Don't even buy music.
Newsland. I don't want that. Let's go on utilities. Compass. Don't want that. Voice memos. That's pointless. Stocks. That's pretty pointless.
Unless you're doing stocks, but that's
but
pointless also.
90% of the people aren't.
Don't use them. Contacts are useless because you have the goddamn contacts in your phone app. Videos, I don't know why they brought that back. They should have kept it the way they had it. They had it good in iOS 6.
Flickr,
Flickr, that's not an app that comes with iOS 7.
It is. It's in the settings. It's built in. Yeah, it's built in. It's with Vimeo.
Oh.
They also have that Nike iPod.
Yeah, I'll be damned. Yeah, I actually use that Nike Plus iPod.
Is it any good?
Yeah, you need to have that $20 Nike sensor that goes in your shoe, but...
Oh, you never used to have that.
You've always needed that ever since they came out with that app. But
I thought there was a way to get past it.
Nah, you gotta buy the sensor.
I also feel as if... Apple has had Siri since was it the 4S it came out?
Yeah, 4S.
The 4S came out 3 years ago now, nearly 4.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
Now, Siri's improved a lot, yes, but you compare it to the Google search by voice.
It blows that Siri away.
Yeah, Google nailed it. And they didn't have any problems at launch with that. It was straight away. You talked to that, it understood you straight away.
Yeah, here, watch. I'm gonna try to use. Here, look at this. So on the podcast, I use Siri, and $20, it ain't gonna get what I want. Siri, what's 2 plus 2?
Let me have a look. The answer is 4.
Oh yeah, now you want to answer it. Yeah, now it does math for me. All right. I'll give one that's harder. What's 2 to the 3rd power times 5 to the 15th power?
Checking my sources. The answer is 30,517,578,095.
My God.
Owned.
I got owned by Siri.
Owned.
I got owned by Siri. Okay.
Get off this podcast. Go. Now. Go.
Damn, that Siri just freaking schooled my ass.
That's owned. Ownage.
Damn. I got friggin' I just got contradicted by my iPhone. I gotta find some. I'll think about it. Keep going here. I'll think something to stump it.
But the Wall Street Journal claims that the firm Apple has actually ordered between 70 and 80 million units. That's how big that they feel it will sell, the iPhone 6.
Well,
I feel as if they've got to have a bigger screen.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a definite.
Of course, camera is always,
Yeah, the iPhone is okay. It's not as good as it should be, though.
No. I mean, I think the iPhone, there's a lot to improve. God, it's just a big fuck up, really. It seems to me as if the hardware gets better, but the stuff on the phone gets worse each year with Apple now.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But here's some Mac talk. So Apple is also
Yay.
reportedly planning to launch new Mac hardware this year
I wouldn't
with
be
a
surprised.
12-inch MacBook Pro and a 4K iMac tipped for the tall end of 2014. Now, sources have told 925 Mac that the smaller MacBook Pro will feature a Retina display as well as a thinner and limited aluminium body.
I could see them putting the Retina displays on the MacBook Airs, but here's the problem. Why are you gonna sell a MacBook Pro Retina and then a MacBook Air MacBook Air Retina?
Mm.
I mean, it's like buying a freaking. It's pretty much like this. I'm gonna buy a PlayStation. I'm gonna buy one PlayStation because it's matte black. I'm gonna buy another PlayStation because it's white.
Yeah.
It's why? Why?
I mean, I can totally understand the 4K iMac.
Yeah, that I could see. Yeah, I could definitely see that. That would be pretty cool. But why
But
would you want to make
what
it?
I'm shocked that Apple haven't done yet is you see a lot of these like laptop tablets where you can have like a tablet and a laptop. Why haven't Apple done one with a Mac and you can use it as an iPad?
I feel as they do that because Windows pretty much the companies that use Windows have pretty much patented that shit down to the prime, which I don't think Apple will be able to do it
But
because of the copyright infringement. I mean, they're already getting sued by who are they getting sued by right now? But it's and I've lost my train of thought.
I mean, for me, I think it's about time that going back to the iPad and the iPhone, I think it's about time that they allowed you to get a mouse for it. Like, just have like a Bluetooth mouse that you can use.
Wait, on the iMacs or
No,
on the
on
iPad?
the iPad.
Uh,
Like,
I could see
so you can
that,
copy and
but
paste things, and so you can like my dad has an iPad which he uses every day, and he also has one of these like window tablets things.
hmm
And on his window tablet, he can just simply plug in a mouse, and he's got like a usable iPad with a mouse, pretty much. Now, although the iPad might be better in hardware, the fact that it doesn't allow mouse support is a big issue because um, if it allowed the input of like just like a Bluetooth mouse, people would counter that as to here's this is you can get one of those tablet laptops, or you can have a Mac, or you can have an iPad, which does pretty much exactly the same shit.
hmm
But I'm really excited for Apple this year, just for the iPhone, because the headphones are going to be made by Beats.
Yeah, I'm not really excited for that.
I am, because Beats headphones are awesome. They sound amazing.
God, who told you that?
Dude, I've used a pair. I've had a pair. I've
Yeah,
owned a pair.
so I haven't owned a pair, but I've used them. You're not for what you could get with like Bose or Audio Technica. That's like, wow, man, they sound a whole hell of a lot better than
No,
Beats. You're
no.
all Beats are so expensive because you're just paying for the logo.
Yeah, but that's the same with everything in life.
Yes, but it's not as bad with. It's kind of bad where it comes to Bose. That's all.
But also with Apple is they've but what's exciting about the Mac as well is, and for Apple TV certainly, is Apple now has a contract with the people that make the Xbox Connect. So they're going to bring Connect movements into the iPhone and everything like that. So like, you can pretty much watch your Apple TV and move your like hand across to switch channels without touching a remote.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be pretty neat. And they've also recently brought a glass company which may allow them to make their next iPhone fully out of glass. Which would look pretty snazzy, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
But I can definitely see an advantage for 4K, although I don't really think 4K is really going to last for that long.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's going to come in and go out.
I mean, look at, Blu-ray came in, Blu-ray didn't really take off. 3D came in, 3D is good, but it's not really taken off. 4K will come in, and then by the time 4K comes in, there'll be something new.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like TV sizes, you go from standard def to HD. HD comes in, then you get like better HD and everything like that. TVs come in like 42 inch, and then you get 44 inch. Everything comes in better. And I just can't wait for I think the next big improvement to something like a supplyable thing is gonna be USB 4.0.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be the shit. I think.
Yeah.
So I really can't wait for that to come in. I mean, look at over here, 4G network has really just come big over here, but yet it's not available in everywhere, and yet they're already in talks to discuss developing 5G. So 4G is not available everywhere. I think it's available in everywhere in America, right?
What?
4G.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, over here, it's not. It's shared out. You get it in some places you can't. Which is kind of shit, to be honest. But before that rolls out, they're already talking about getting 5G, and then before 5G comes in, we'll be on like 9G. So it's kind of stupid. But here's an interesting question. What is the okay, so I don't want to say, okay, I'll just say the word, but it's kind of it makes the question sound childish, but it says, what is the meanest thing you've ever done that you didn't regret?
Really don't got an answer for that question, really.
You don't? You've never done something that was considered like horrible, like kids would say to you, whoa, that's so harsh, and then you're just like, well, I don't regret it.
Nah, really.
Wow. So I would probably say, in primary school, which is, how old are you at primary school? You start when you're like 5 or 6, and then you finish when you're like 12. So whatever that is in America.
Like middle school to high school or elementary school?
Well, we have nursery over here, which is like from 4 to 5, I think, or something. And then you go to primary school, which is when you're 6 years old till you're 12.
Yeah, it's all over the place in England. It's here in America, we have elementary school, which you go when you're like, I don't know, you're like about 11, 12 years old, and then you go to middle school for 3 years. At least in here, or at least in Pennsylvania, it's like that for 3 years, and then you go to high school for 4 years, and then you're done school.
Over here, we just have nursery, which is like 1 year. Primary school, which is from 5 or 6 till year 12, and then you go from from there you get to secondary school, which is 12 till 16, 17. And then you do whatever you want. So at primary school, there was this guy who I didn't really get particularly well on. We'd always end up like arguing, like calling each other's names and everything like this. And there was this one time where everyone else had been queued up because we had to queue up for like our dinner to be taken over, because our school was split into like 2 sections. You have to cross the road. And I remember this particular day, me and him, we were pretty much fighting. And I got him up against the wall and I'd hit him. So I'm in like, I think I'm in my last year at this particular moment. So I'm like year 6, which is like when I'm 12. So, you know, I've pretty much grown up and I know what hitting is and fighting is and whatnot. So I have this guy up against the wall and everyone's watching me, and like this kid is like one of the most hated kids in there. Now I was pretty popular in my primary school and in my secondary school. Like I was pretty well known around. And in primary school I was on the football team as well, so the soccer team.
Yeah, soccer team.
And normally when you're on the soccer team, you know, when you're playing,
fairly popular.
Yeah. So it was fairly popular. I was friends with all the like popular, hung around with them, etc. And I have this guy up against the wall. I'm hitting him, and I caught him in the nose, and I gave him like a blooded nose, and everyone's like cheering me. And then I got in trouble for that, and you know, looking back on it now,
don't regret it, do you?
No, because you know the guy was a bit of a dick. But you know, I also have some other primary school stories. If you want me to tell them.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so there was also this other lad who was like, God, I don't want to give like an estimate of how tall he was, but he was like one of these people that was like really, really tall as a kid, like as very young, and he was chasing me around the playground. And I ran towards a bin which had its lid off. Oh. And I turned my feet whilst he was chasing, and he ended up going straight in the bin.
Oh.
At dinner time in front of everyone. And I also have one where I don't know if I've told this one already, but I've had my shoes taken off me in school.
God.
In year 2. I had my shoes confiscated. In year 2, I was in the playground.
The fuck?
I was in the playground messing about, and this guy did something to me, so I just kicked him in the balls. I just walloped him one in the balls with my shoes. Like, just kicked him. Didn't know what it was in year 2 at that time, but I remember sitting there with no shoes on, with my shoes in the middle of the classroom, confiscated, and I couldn't go out for lunch or anything like that. I had to stay in for like a week or so. There was also one where I think I'm must be around 11 at the stage. This is like year 5 going into year 6. I arrived at school and I desperately needed a pee. Now my side of the school, to get inside the school, so there was like a playground. To get inside the school, to go to like the toilet or whatever, to go into classroom, you either had to know the code to the gate, which only teachers knew, or you had to press the buzzer. And I was yanking this buzzer to try and get in, so I could go to the loo, and no one was replying. So we have where my school is, we have like a McDonald's literally down the road. So I ran down to McDonald's. So I ran out of school and I ran to McDonald's just to go to the toilet. I get back and I get in like literally the biggest primary school shit ever. Like my parents get called in. I'm in the head teacher's office. I'm getting shouted at. I'm on like a red card thing because we have this thing called Golden Time, which every Friday for the last hour or hour and a half of your day in school, you would You would just play games, like you could bring in your like DS, Game Boy Advance, whatever was hot in that time, or your Pokemon cards, Crazy Bones, Pogs, marbles, whatever it was, and you just play for a while, and then go home. I was in like a red card for that. I had no golden time that time, so I spent the whole hour outside. But I'm getting the biggest shit ever just for going to running out of school, just going to the toilet, and they're like, "Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it?" And I'm just sat there going, "Because I needed a wee, like I needed a piss,
Yeah.
And they're just there like, "Well, why didn't you ring the buzzer?" You always get that, like, adults that are like, when your parents are there and they don't want to look irresponsible, they'll always say, "We were there, you didn't ring the buzzer." And your parents, because they don't believe you, they believe a parent over a child, pretty much. They always go, "Well, you obviously didn't ring the buzzer." And I get like things taken off me for a week. Like, I've never been grounded. I've been grounded for a day, and I climbed over a wall and went out.
Yeah.
So I've never really been grounded. I've had things taken off me, but I wasn't grounded. But like, wow, like, in my eyes, I did nothing wrong. Like, I may have run out of school, and I could have got run over, and anything could have happened. But there was no teachers in the playground, which is kind of irresponsible anyway. And there was no one in the buzzing reception to let me in. So, when you've got to go for a pee, you've got to go. You can't hold that thing in for another 20 minutes. What do you think every person in this world should know that they don't know?
I don't know. Could this be like
This could be anything. Absolutely anything.
People that don't know how to read and write. I think everybody should know. I think everybody should know how to read and write. I got a couple of family members that don't know how to read and write.
Right. Okay. So, is that your answer?
Yeah.
Okay. So mine is. Oh God. Mine pretty much is to do with religion.
Religion. Okay.
And I kind of feel as if everyone should know that, regardless, this is just my view and opinion on the situation, regardless of whatever anyone else thinks of religion, I think everyone should know that there are no gods that exist.
Yeah.
And the religion you are following isn't real. And it's made up. Now, I'm going to give you a few reasons here as to why this is true, right? Okay. Most of the world that is at war is in war because of religion. Certain religions want to take over certain countries. Countries have different views of religions. Countries are overwhelmed with different religions, and it's causing a fight between them, etc. Everything pretty much at war guide peace, is involved to do with religion. And I just kind of have this feeling like, if you are a god, surely you would want to prove yourself, like, that you do exist. Like, there hasn't been a god that has been proven that he's real. Like, he hasn't come out and said, "Oh, look, here's my magical powers, here's what I can do." There hasn't been a god that has showed himself to the world. Everyone's using their imagination. Now, also, a lot of religions have Bibles and everything like that. Everything in that Bible is totally untrue. Do you really think people were sat there writing this shit down? No, that Bible was, I'd be surprised if they even had like the paper inside that Bible at the time. They didn't even know how to write then, I guess. So there's no pictures of God. This is going way back in time, talking about God. There's no pictures. There's no physical evidence. There hasn't been a God that has been showcased. If you are a God, then I'm pretty sure you would want to show people that you are real, so that people would start to follow your religion, and you would want to prove yourself. So, I guess I would like everyone to know that religion doesn't exist, because I feel that if everyone knew that religion was pointless, and following a religion, etc., is pointless and it means nothing. And if you do follow a religion, and you go by that religion, then fair play to you. I guess you have different views and opinions, but the religion is causing a lot of world war in my eyes. And I think if everyone knew that religion wasn't real, I think a lot of most fights would stop. Like if Hitler had really knew that the Jews weren't the ones to blame for Germany's meltdown, the Jews wouldn't have died, and maybe World War II wouldn't have even started.
Possibly.
World War One, it's pretty much not the same, but kind of. The war that's going on right now, if Iraq, if people of the Taliban, didn't believe that, I don't know, their God or whatever they believe in, didn't know that, violence is the solution to everything, or they need to rule the world, then they wouldn't be cruising in this country, and whatnot. But, religion to me is just so pointless.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so here's another world question. You have one way to tackle the world and solve all of its problems. What change do you make and why? So you are allowed to make one change to the whole world that every country and every person follows without a doubt. You are allowed, you are only allowed one change. What do you change and why?
That's a good one. I'm not exactly sure. Damn, that's a good one. I really don't even have one, to tell you the truth.
I kind of want to put religion up there. Like no religion is real or something, or
possibly.
Everyone is equal. I feel as if like racial and just bullying and everything like that is a cause as to why. Or maybe the fact that some countries aren't as well handled as other countries, or they're just not as rich as other countries. Maybe if I have one way to tackle the world and solve all of its problems, maybe just equal money, equal rights would be the answer. I mean, that would certainly tackle a lot of the issues.
Yeah.
So I guess are we both going with that one?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Do you have a friend for who you need, for when you are meeting a new person, do you have a friend that you feel you have to say, pretty much say to these people, warning before introducing this friend to your new friends? So do you have a friend that should come with a warning sign when meeting new other people?
No.
You know?
Nope.
Wow, you're not doing very well with these questions tonight.
Nah, not too good, man. Not too good.
See, I don't know. I have a lot of friends that will act silly, that will say stuff wrong, and you can't really address it to just one person. There've definitely been a few times where if you'd have said, "Be careful, this guy says this. Be careful, this guy does this," you know,
Mhm.
or be careful if she does this, to people that would have cooled situations that have happened. But, I thought you may have one.
Nah, I don't.
Okay, now you'll definitely have one for this. What
Alright.
is the worst thing you've ever eaten?
Oh, Jesus. The worst thing I've ever eaten was I had an now this ain't the worst thing. I actually like this eating this, but this was the worst thing I ever had this one time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I got an egg McMuffin from McDonald's,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know if it was Dr. Seuss or some shit like that, but all I can say is that thing was pure green.
Oh, there. And you ate it?
I ate it. I felt nothing of it.
Wow.
Boy was that a mistake. That was very fun.
Well, mine was, mine would be a worm.
Oh, you ate a worm?
Yeah.
Really? No shit.
Yeah, I was dared to eat a worm. Sorry, not a room. I was dared to eat a worm.
I did it too.
Yeah, I'm one of these people that, if we're in a group and we're playing dares, I'm not gonna be a wuss, I'll pretty much do anything.
Mhm.
Um, and I was dared to dig up a worm and eat it, and I ate a worm, and I couldn't clean the worm. There was no water around me or anything like that to polish the mud off. I just straight up picked the worm up, put it in my mouth, and chewed it and ate it. I was like Bear Grylls for half a second.
Oh boy. Bear Grylls.
hmm I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I guess it would be the worst I've ever ate because a lot of people wouldn't eat that.
Mhm.
But I mean, there's a lot of things that I've done, like just daring things. I mean, I used to play this I used to play this game with my friend. You know the game Kirby, right?
Oh yeah, Kirby. Uh huh.
We invented a new one called Football Kirby, and the
Mhm.
aim of it was to we were good football players, so soccer
Mhm.
players, and we would stand on a road and wait for cars to come past. Now, when these cars came past, we had to kick the ball over their car, and try and get it on the curb. Now, the way you do that is just chip it over, and it goes over. And I actually got one where it hit the curb and bounced on the guy's bonnet, and the guy's um, like screaming at my face about his car and everything like this. And I'm just like, can I have my ball back?
Mhm.
Like, I couldn't give a shit what I was doing as a kid. I really couldn't give a shit. Like, the only person I cared about was myself. Like, I couldn't care what others did. Like, if I did something wrong, then it was just like, oh well, get
I
over
did
it.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, you're meant to have fun. And if you're
Yeah.
not having fun, you're doing something wrong.
Mhm.
Alright, what's the most awkward thing you've ever been caught doing?
Oh Jesus Christ. This one was from back in first grade. I never knew how to use the damn porta potties.
Uh-huh.
Well, what do? I pull my whole damn pants down and I start taking a piss. Oh my god, this freaking black guy got me. And I was like, oh shit, oh shit. I got no trouble for it, but I was like, oh no,
Oh God.
how did I do this?
Yes.
What am I doing?
All right. I'll just come straight out. I have been caught looking on a porn site.
I thought you said you'd be caught masturbating.
Oh, no, 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 no. I was caught looking on a porn site. I think pretty much every guy who has access to the internet now has been on one before.
Yeah.
I had it open in a tab, and my dad comes in. My dad's like, I need to do this on your computer. Opens up the internet, notices it, and I'm like, so yeah, no, I'm gonna go downstairs now. But yeah, that's probably the most awkward. But I think pretty much when you get at that age, your mum and dad know what's going to happen because they probably did it at their age and generations before.
They probably didn't have the internet to look up porn, but...
Well, no, but they had magazines.
Oh, yeah, they had Playboys and...
Yeah. Or you would get you had DVDs. Some people did that.
Well, that's later on in life. VHS.
They know what's what.
Mm-hmm.
And they know exactly what a young guy does or a young girl. So, what could you do as a baby but you can't do as an adult now? So, like, is there any tricks that you could do?
Yeah, play basketball.
Play basketball? Why can't you play basketball?
I can't play basketball anymore. When I was younger, I used to be able to play it good, but I can't play it now. I can't play for shit. Because when you realize when you grow up and you get tall, but you don't end up getting tall, you can't play basketball very well.
Mine would be my ears. So if you touch your ears, and you touch like the top of it, there's like a bone there.
Yeah.
I don't have that bone in my ear, so I can like flip my ear. I used to be able to flip my ear over, like flip it over my side of my head.
Yeah.
And do that. I used to be able to like put my foot over my head.
Mm-hmm.
Everything like that, all that crazy stuff. So I can't do that anymore. But what freaks you out as an adult and as an adult, but never did as a kid?
Nothing really.
Really?
Nah.
I guarantee mine will freak you out.
What is it?
Well, you know when you were a kid and you just think, 5 years from now I'll be, let's say you're 10 years old and you'd be like, 5 years from now I'll be 15.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be 15. I can't wait, when you're young, you don't think 5 years goes so fast.
No, you don't want to you don't want to get old when you're younger.
No. And when you grow older, you realize how fast years go by, and you'll be like, well, in 5 years I'll be 20 from 15. And when you reach that maturity, it kind of scares you because you have to think, when I'm 20, I've got to have a job, I've got to be settled, I've got to be earning some money.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're a kid, you're just like, I can't wait to leave school. I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to be that age. It's kind of scary when you're a kid. You picture yourself growing up. And then when you reach that age, you're still like, well, when I was 10 years old, I pictured myself doing this at 15. And now I'm 15.
And I'm not doing it.
Yeah. So it's kind of scary to think like that. Like time is really slow when you're a kid, but when you're an adult, it is really fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you had unlimited money and resources, how would you end the world?
Nuclear bombs.
Nuclear bombs.
Nuclear bombs.
Where would you put the first nuclear bomb?
Well, you wouldn't put it just in one spot. You drop it on every country.
Oh, yeah, but what would be your first country? Would you go out in style and do the US last, or would you do it first?
I'd do it last, yeah.
So you'd take like a tour of the whole countries?
Yeah, pretty much one country after the other. Wing, ding, 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 ding.
You see, I would do that, but I would go find Selena and drop her off on a nice island, and I'll be back later, and we can just hang out later. I'll just go do my business. What is something that scares you, even though it will probably never happen?
Oh my God. Getting arrested, because I really don't do anything that can get arrested.
Hmm.
I don't do nothing I can get arrested for.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you got arrested, like, what is the prison survival? Like, how do you survive prison? Like, I mean, let's say you get arrested and you're doing 20 years. Like, what is your tactic for 20 years? What is your tactic to do in prison? Because, in prison, the way it works is anything regarding, like, a rapist and a pedophile are hated in prison. Anyone that did, like, a terrorist attack are hated in prison. Like,
they're killed in prison.
Yeah, if you want to be treated as a god in prison, then you have to be like a murderer.
You need to kick ass and you need to stick it in butt.
No, I don't think that. I just think that's a rumor that everyone says. I don't think.
Probably a really bad stereotype, but
yeah, but I mean, I know they do it in girls' prison, but
how the hell does that work?
Well, I've watched like many documentaries about women in prison, like women behind bars, women in prison, etc. And most of the girls that go in there were straight, but whilst they're in there, they turn lesbian.
Oh.
And it's just like a big orgy in there.
Pretty
much. Whereas I think a guy is, if you are straight, you are pretty much repulsed of the fact of getting pounded in the ass.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. It's gone.
Flickering over here.
But I would guess arrested as being up there, but I guess, having getting involved in a shark attack, it would be...
Shark attack, yeah.
Yeah, like that would scare the shit out of me. Like, everyone says hit it in its nose, hit it in its whatever, But, like, to have the guts to do that, like, it's easy to say you would do that, but when you're right there and you've got a fucking shark, are you really gonna think of hitting it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, hey, shark, let me fucking hit you.
Yeah, let me punch you real quick.
Yeah. Give him a quick jab to the face. No. What's going through your mind is,
holy shit, yeah. There's a freaking shark.
Yeah. Oh, let's scream. I was actually watching a shark thing the other day, and it said that peeing in the sea attracts shark. If you swim away, it will also attract the shark. So if you've got a shark around your movement, will attract it more. And there was something else. I can't remember what it is, but I didn't know peeing attracted sharks. But no, if you pee in the sea, it attracts sharks.
I never knew that either.
So here's an interesting one, and there will be so many answers to this because this is just awesome. What was your favorite cheat code / Easter egg in a game or hack in a game in its day?
Oh, I gotta say, my favorite Easter egg was either... I have to say my favorite Easter egg was in... what the hell is it called now? That song you play in the first Zombies map of Black Ops 1.
I don't know. I know Eminem's.
Kino.
I know Eminem's in 5.
Kino. That's it. Kino.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I love playing 1-1-15. That's one of the best Easter eggs. Just like you're in a zombies game, it's like that fucking
Yeah.
music gets you fucking pumped. You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill me some
I was
zombies.
playing Kino today. I was playing the hell, like I just got all the old World at War maps on Black Ops 1. I wish they did that for Black Ops 2. Like
It wouldn't be
brought all the
bad.
zombie maps. It's so good. Like just playing on the Reese. Like the Reese is an amazing map.
Mm-hmm.
So is Kino, to be honest. And so is Natch. I was actually watching a guy earlier, right? This is have you ever heard of the guy called Relaxing End?
No, I've not heard of him.
Whew, this guy is training on Natchitoken,
Mm-hmm.
and he gets to round 303 on that map.
Damn.
And his strategy, because when in World at War there was only 24 zombies in each round.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you kill 24 zombies, it's the next round.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a really cool tactic, but he on survival on bus depot in that room, he got past round 30 in there just using wall guns.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is an amazing trainer, and he does it in like the smallest spots ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's just incredible. If you aren't subscribed to that shit, go check him out. It's amazing at zombies. This kid is.
Yeah, I should.
But my favorite Easter egg, God, there's been a few. I mean, or glitch or hack, whatever. My favorite hack would have to be in Modern Warfare 2. Modern Warfare 2, there was a zombie modding hack thing in 1.11 where you played like a zombie style gameplay base kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and you had like these flags which teleported you across the map. And pretty much what it was is it was like a Modern Warfare 3 survival where you could buy all your guns and kill streaks. It was
Mm-hmm.
like that, but you were shooting other players. They were the zombies. And pretty much you would have like all care packages stacked up as your base.
Yeah.
So in Terminal, you know how everyone wanted to get out the map?
Mm-hmm.
There would be a teleporter that would take you outside of the map.
Yeah.
And you had all your ammo, you could buy guns, you could buy upgraded guns, and you would just be in like a bunker of care packages.
Mm-hmm.
And if they wanted to try and get in to try and kill you, they had to go under that bunker
Mm-hmm.
and they had to press square to break the bunker or
Mm-hmm.
get you by a throwing knife.
Mm-hmm.
Such a fun game mode. And you can I like the experiences, like on Karachi, you go all in that like on the side building, you know where that big tower is.
Mm-hmm.
You go outside of all that. It's just amazing. Like it takes you. It's incredible. I wish that was an actual game mode. But Easter egg, also in Modern Warfare 2, after you finish the campaign, you're in like the museum and you press that red button.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you first discovered that, it was like what? But cheat codes, you've got Grand Theft Auto,
Mm-hmm.
money cheats, weapon cheats, health cheats, vehicle cheats. But apart from that, I can't really think of any Easter egg that I've really done in recent years, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what is the worst thing you've ever done that involves a stranger?
That's never happened. Never ain't got none for that.
Wow. Worst thing I've ever done that involves a stranger. Phew. Worst thing I've ever done. Let me see. I guess it would have to be. So I've been in a case. I've been chased by Jippos because of a stranger. So I was with a few mates, and this guy was obviously in debt to Jippos, or they wanted something of his, and he said that he gave it me, so the Jippos chased me for like an hour and a half on my bike.
Jesus.
So I guess that would be the worst thing. I had to go like all through the lanes, and they'd be there, and I was, oh Jesus Christ. What items should be sold together? Like, do you ever buy something from a shop and then you have to buy another item because it's not there with that item?
Nah, that's never happened either.
See, that always happens with me. It always used to happen with me at Christmas. Like, I'd get a toy, but it wouldn't come with fucking batteries. And if it did, the batteries would be cheap batteries that the company would supply, and they would last for like an hour.
Yeah.
Like, supply me some Duracell fucking rechargeable, man.
Yeah.
And it's just so annoying to get something on Christmas and then just find out that these batteries are shit. So we only have 5 questions left. And that's it, pretty much. What game will you always be bad at, no matter how hard you play it?
Probably, I have to say, man. Oh, shit. I don't know. I gotta say, like, any RPG, really. Any role-playing game.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how hard I try, I can't get good at it.
Yeah, that would be the same for me. Anything like World of Warcraft, League of Legends, like, I'm not interested in that if I tried it. You know, there are people that have been playing League of Legends and World of Warcraft for over 3 years now that are just mouse and keyboard for the win. And, you know, I'm not used to that shit. So pretty much any PC game for me.
Yeah, PC game, yeah.
I cannot adapt to mouse and keyboard.
Oh,
right, I should mention that the gameplay is going to be switched up from every podcast now. So pretty much the gameplay would always be recorded from my end, and I would do like good zombie gameplay or good gameplays of online on Call of Duty. But now what it's going to be is it's going to be single player games. So the first one is the COD 4 campaign. So we'll do the CODs for a few weeks and we'll rock them out. But I realized this week that because I haven't done a COD campaign in ages, I'm just terrible at waiting on my team. Like I'm a run and gun player. You know, I don't stop. I run and gun until I die. So, you know, I die a few times, but I mean, no one plays a campaign and doesn't die. Like everyone dies in it.
At least once.
Well, it depends. Depends on what you're doing and what the difficulty's on. But I mean, I should mention that, you know, I die quite a bit just because I haven't played a campaign in ages.
Yeah.
Like, when COD comes out, I just go straight to online. You know, like 95% people buy it for online, 5% buy it for the campaign. So what surprised you about being an adult?
I'm not an adult yet.
Oh yeah, but like what surprised you about growing up?
How much life's a bitch.
Yeah, I would go with that, and I would also say like just how much time you have. Like you have an unbelievable amount of time, so like you know, imagine how many hours you've put in to the days you've lived.
I know, it's a lot. Yeah.
Like that kind of surprises me. Like everyone says life's too short, but when you know, measure it by hours, life's too fucking long. Like it's just incredible. What is something that you see a lot of people do where you just think, why would you do that?
Wear your pants all the way down to your knees and not keep it on your ass.
I guess I'm on that kind of level as well. Like you do get those people that do think they're just it. Like they're ultra hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
And you also like get people that smoke or do drugs.
Oh boy. Yeah.
That's another one. And I guess you always get those kids that aren't mature,
There's
that
a bunch of
act so
those.
childish. What about in gaming though? For that question, like, what is something you see people doing gaming that you think, why would you even do that?
Act like an asshole for no reason.
Yeah, I guess how that's the answer to everyone's like, don't you just hate these people that just follow you around and try to trap you in corners or shoot you, give away your position?
Oh god, that's happened to me many times in Call of Duty. It
Mm.
also happens in Ghosts.
Everyone's in a corner in Ghost there. But I guess we'll leave the podcast there because the last two questions are kind of boring. One is what has been your worst travel experience?
I ain't got none for that.
I mean, there was a time where I almost got left behind on my school trip.
Home Alone.
So, well, I was in Newcastle at the time, so I didn't even know
Newcastle,
where.
Delaware.
Like Newcastle in England.
Oh. Well, we have a Newcastle, Delaware, so.
No, we have a Newcastle over here. It's pretty big city for drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And I was almost left behind. Like the coach had left. Like when you go on school trips, you have to be back at a coach for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And I was like in the toilets, and I was like tying my shoelace, and then the coach was like had left me, and they did a register. The other one is what kind of like surprised you about your life that you didn't ever think would?
How in the hell did I get fatter?
Well, that's the thing. Like when you're a kid, you start off so thin,
Yeah.
and then you eat, and then you eat, and then you eat, and then it comes to like when you're like 50, and you're like, whoa, where did this come from?
Yeah.
You just wake up one day, and you're just like, whoa. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
But I guess we're going to leave today's episode, or this episode here, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, then please do leave a like. If you are new here, then be sure to check out the Gamers Podcast playlist. And also, Stephen is working on getting an Elgato for his channel. So when he gets that, be sure to check his channel out. But we'll see you guys next week. I'm pretty sure we'll do a show next week, and it will probably be up before